Module 5, Budgeting, Knowing Your Money. A budget is a plan for managing money during a given period of time. You decide your goals for your money. The budget becomes your roadmap, showing you how to reach the goals that you set. When creating a budget, you also need to decide how long you want to use your budget. Once you set your budget, it's very important to discipline yourself and follow through with meeting your financial goals. A budget has two main parts, income and expenses. The trick is balancing the two. When they're in balance, you're on your way to meeting your goals. When they're out of balance and you have more expenses than you have money coming in, it often results in debt. Income is money that you make, usually from working a full or part-time job. If you have a job, you receive a paycheck, probably every 1 or 2 weeks. Gross income is the total amount of income from your wages or salary before payroll deductions. Simply put, it's the number of hours you work multiplied by your hourly rate. For example, if you work 10 hours at $7 an hour, your gross income will be $70. However, that's usually not the amount that you receive in your paycheck. In most employment situations, your employer takes out certain payroll deductions. These deductions, or subtractions, are usually taxes, but as you grow older, you will find there are other deductions as well, such as health insurance and retirement savings. Taxes are fees placed on income, property, or goods to support government programs. Most people must pay federal and state taxes, as well as Social Security and Medicare. In your paycheck this summer, you will notice these taxes being deducted. Subtracting these taxes from your paycheck leaves you with your net income, also called your take-home pay. It's the amount you receive after all of your payroll deductions when you deposit or cash your paycheck. Expenses are the money you spend on your needs and wants. Your expenses typically fall into one of two categories. Fixed expenses have set dollar amounts and are the exact amount every time. For your parents, a mortgage payment is usually a fixed amount, maybe $750 a month. Variable expenses can change in amount, which means you usually have more control over them. You might fill up on gas this week and not buy any next week, or you might choose to go out for dinner instead of eating at home. Now, let's go over a few strategies that can help you stick to your budget and meet your goals. Know your income. When creating a budget, knowing how much you make in each paycheck is extremely important. It will allow you to determine how much money you have to spend on the things you can't live without, and the things that are not as important. Smart spending. In your budget, there should be two categories of fixed and variable expenses, necessary and unnecessary. The necessary expenses should include things like rent, car payments, grocery expenses, and so on. The unnecessary expenses, such as movie or theme park tickets, should have their own budgeted amount. If you set aside money for these things, you prevent yourself from tapping into the money needed for your necessary expenses. Pay yourself first. This is a very simple and effective idea. You may not have a choice about paying taxes, but you do have a choice about how you spend or save the money that you do have control over. The pay yourself first principle is a savings technique that follows the idea of thinking of your savings account as a bill in itself that you pay on a set basis. Why not start today and save 10%, a dime for every dollar that you make? Make the most of your money. Stretching your money as far as you can is very important when budgeting. One way to do this is to shop for items on sale. You can also utilize what is called cost-benefit analysis. This method weighs the cost of a product or service against the benefit it provides. For instance, assume you're thinking about buying a season pass to an amusement park. The pass costs $58. Should you buy it? The cost in this case is, of course, the money you spend. The benefit would be the fun you would have on the rides. Because this would clearly not be a necessary expense, you'd have to be sure that you could afford the ticket and then determine on your own if the $58 would be worth the amusement park pass. Cash management is how you handle money coming in and money going out. Sometimes it's referred to as cash flow. A budget helps you to manage your money for your needs and wants and achieve your goals.